everybody, today we'll be doing our pinwheel craft, and this is one I made earlier. Nice colours, and it's got its lovely straw in the back, and these will look great in the garden. So in your kits you will have had a piece of paper with a nice pattern on one side and it's plain on the other. You'll have a nice paper straw, different colours. A split pin which is used to hold it all together. In the house I need you to find a pen or a pencil, some scissors, a ruler is quite helpful but it is not necessarily, and some glue. So we're going to start by folding our piece of paper. So you're going to bring one corner down to the other corner. Fold it in half like that and run your finger along that line, and then you're going to open it up. Then you're going to pull the other corner to the other corner and fold that in half. Run your fingers down that line and open it up. So now you'll see you've got this cross in the middle, gives you a nice centre there. So this is where the ruler comes in handy. So you need to cut down the lines until, I would say, about 5 centimetres. So you want to leave 5 centimetres in the middle. So you can go round, do a little dot, do a little dot. So once you've got those dots marked out, use your scissors to cut down the folded line until you get to that dot. So like that. And do that all the way round. And you'll have kind of like this shape. Now we're going to fold in every other point. So we're going to fold one down, and this is where the glue comes in handy, because otherwise if you let go it just pops away. So just use your Pritt stick, pop a tiny bit on the end and stick it down. So you don't want to fold this or flatten this because you want that nice round curved bit. That's what catches the wind. So you've done this point, now you'll do this point. Oh, can't get it. So you're missing one there. Yeah, pop him down as well. Then you're going to miss this one and lift this one. A little bit of glue on it. So get the final one, stick that down. So you have that pinwheel shape. Now we've got this lovely pinwheel shape, we're going to use our split pin. So it splits like that. It's quite hard to show the camera. So you want to squeeze it together and pop it through the paper. See, that's a bit tough, isn't it? So the handy trick here is to get your scissors and just do a little snip. And pop it through the hole, so that goes a lot easier. And my gluey bits have come up. I think we need more glue. So now you have the pin all the way through. So once you've got the pinwheel and the split pin through, you're going to put it through the straw in the hole that you may have made earlier. So you're going to push it through like that. You just want to bend down the ends of the split pin, but not a lot. because you still want to give it that freedom to move around in the wind.
Our Crown Magic Kit contains 7 beautiful flowers, beaded florist's wire, florist's tape, and leaf vine ribbon. First of all, arrange the flowers in the pattern that you want them to appear on your flower crown. Measure the wire around your head and hold the wire together where it meets. You might need somebody to help you do this. Hold the wire up and you will see a shape like a fish. Wrap the ends over the wire so that you can make a circle shape. Take a piece of tape and rub it between your finger and thumb until you feel it go sticky. Use the tape to fasten down and cover the scratchy end of the wire. Remember to rub the tape, wrap it over the wire and squeeze it together. Do this for both ends of the wire. This will be the back of your flower crown. Take your first flower and place it against the wire. Use the tape to fasten the flower to the wire. Start the tape as close to the flower head as you can. Work your way down the stalk with the tape, remembering to rub, wrap and squeeze. Take your next flower and repeat. Take care not to place it too close to the first flower so that it doesn't get squashed. It's best to work in between the beads. Keep going until you have stuck all of the flowers onto the wire. Find the middle of the ribbon by folding it in half. Put the middle of the ribbon over the middle of the front of the flower crown. Doing one side first, wrap the ribbon under and over the wire in between the flowers and beads. Stop when you get to the middle of the back of the flower crown. Use a piece of tape to fasten the ribbon to the wire, leaving a length of ribbon dangling down. Repeat this on the other side, so that all of the wire is covered and the ribbons are trailing at the back. Ta-da! You have now finished making your beautiful flower crown. Put it on and see what an amazing job you have done.
Hello everyone, I hope you're keeping well and welcome to today's craft video. Today we're going to be making this little unicorn here, which is rather cute. To make this unicorn, you're going to need a toilet roll tube. I've painted mine white, but you can paint yours pink or any colour you want, but mine is white. You're going to need some multicoloured wool, or you can have lots of different colour wool. I've just gone for multicoloured. And that will be used to make the mane and the tail, like you can see here. You're also going to need a permanent marker, a pink pencil, some pink paper, or if you haven't got any, you can paint some white card pink like I did, some plain white card, now I didn't have any glittery paper to make the unicorn horn, so I glued some nice coloured paper onto some card, and I'm going to show you later on what I'm going to do with this, but you'll need some sparkly paper, or like me, if you've got paper and you've got no card, you can glue it onto the paper. You're going to need a pair of scissors, a normal drawing pencil, and for today's video I'm going to be using my glue gun, and that is just because I've got lots of wool and wool's not really easy to glue, but you can use PVA, it just takes a long time, and I thought for the video it'd be easier for me to use a glue gun. If you're going to use a glue gun and you have one at home, please be careful because they do get extremely hot. So to begin with, you're going to take your toilet roll tube that you've painted, and you're going to draw the eyes on your toilet roll tube. So that is how I've done my one eye, like that, because you can see in the one that's completed, they look the same, because I think it's quite cute. But you can do your eyes in any shape you like, but I just thought this was a really cute shape for a unicorn. And please don't worry if they don't completely match on either side. This is the beauty of arts and crafts, is nothing. It's okay, there's no right or wrong, and there's no need for perfection when it comes to art. It can be anything you like. So we've done that. Now we're going to put that to one side, as it's now got the eyes. And what we're going to do is we're going to make the mane. So the mane is the front bit of the unicorn here. And to do this, I am going to take strips of my wool and I'm going to cut it all the same length till I have quite a bit of wool. So it doesn't need to be too long. You can always trim this after. And then I'm going to line up my wool again. And you see how I can now see where I've cut before? We're going to cut it again. And we're just going to keep doing this until we have a good clump of wool. Now this doesn't take too long. This doesn't take too long to do. Okay, so when you have a fair amount of wool, what you're going to do is you're going to take another piece of wool and you're going to tie it. You're going to tie it in a knot to keep the other bits of wool together. So there you can see I will sort out, that won't be there, but I've tied it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut all the wool so it's the same length. On either side, because you don't want it sticking out too much. So now that we've done that, we're going to put that one to one side, because as well as that, you're going to make a really long one, and this one's for the tail. And again, you do the tail in the same way you did the mane, you just need to make the strips of wool a bit longer. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our white piece of card and our pencil, and we're going to draw 2 triangles for the ears. Now what I do is I get a shape that I'm happy with and I cut one out and I use it as a template for the other. Now if you can see, I've made this quite big, and I've done this on purpose because we're going to have to make it big enough to put another small triangle in the middle, which I will show you what I mean in just a little minute. So we're going to take that triangle again and we're going to, cut another triangle out. So now I've got 2 white triangles there for the ears. I'm now going to take my pink piece of paper and I'm going to cut 2 smaller triangles out so that they fit into the white ear shapes that I have. And again, you don't have to do this, but I do it because I like to make sure they match. You cut out one triangle and you can cut out another, but you don't have to. You can just straight away cut them both out. What we're now going to do is we're going to take the little pink triangles and we're going to glue them. But we need to leave a bit of a border around the top. Doesn't matter that it's really big here because I'm going to show you something in a minute. So I'm going to glue those. And again, just remember if you're using a glue gun, these do get very, very hot. Okay, so I've now got what looks like that. So what we're going to do, now you can keep your ears like this, but you'd have to cut the bottoms a bit smaller and they can just go straight in. But what I like to do is I take my triangle and I glue them just on the pointed ends. So I'm going to glue this just to show you what I mean. It's a bit, whoops, a bit fiddly to see on the video. So you're just going to hold this together until it glues. Okay, so that's glued. So it looks a bit like, now you won't see this when you glue it into the toilet roll tube. What I do now is I don't know if you can see, is I flatten it. So I take this and I flatten it slightly just to make it a bit more ear-like. Stringy glue. Oops, I've dropped my other ear. And we're going to do the same on the other ear now. Okay. And when you make them this way, they look a bit more 3D, but you don't have to do your ears like this at all. You can do them any way you like. Okay, so I now have 2 unicorn ears, so I'm going to put those to one side. And we're going to make our unicorn horn. Now, I'm just going to cut a triangle out of this shape. Again, if you've got glittery paper or glittery card, you would just draw straight on. It looks a bit funny because I've glued this paper because I didn't have any sparkling paper to use. So we're just going to cut a triangle. Now, I draw my triangles on first, but you don't have to. You can cut yours straight away if you want. You don't have to. So I've cut my triangle, but it's a bit wide, so I'm just thinning it out a bit. But you can have yours as a really tall horn if you like. You can have yours just a little mini one. It is entirely up to you. Mine's going to be a little mini one today. But as you can see on my other one, it's actually quite big in comparison. So what we're going to do now, we have all our parts for our unicorn. I'm going to bring it over and we're going to finish the detailing off on the face. Now, I don't know if you saw on this one, I just coloured in 2 little circles to look like little cheeks, which I thought were quite cute. Now, this can be painted on. You can put sparkly glitter on this. You do anything you like. But for me, I just used a pink pencil to do some circles. That's what I'm going to do with this one now. And they don't need to be too big either, just big enough. Again, this can be a bit fiddly going straight onto a toilet roll tube with pencil because it doesn't always come out so well, but we're going to give this a go. Okay, so excuse me, sorry, the lighting is horrendous in here. So I've now got my 2 little pink dots and I'm going to take my pen And I'm just going to go over the eyes so that they stand out. I've done that. Okay. So, first off, we're going to glue the ears in to the tube now. So I'm just going to get a little bit of glue. You can glue the mane in first if you want, but I am doing this the opposite way around to how I did it originally, just to see, because it doesn't make much difference whether you glue the ears first or the mane first, as long as you glue them in. So there's my ears for my unicorn. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to glue the mane in. So it's going to go that way, and it doesn't matter how long it is because you won't see half of it, because half of it just goes down into the back of the tube. And then you're going to slot it. You might need to give it a bit of a haircut once it's in. So you're going to slot it, and you're just going to glue that in a bit now. Okay. Now your mane can be as big and as bushy as you like. I've just made this a short mane for now. So now to finish, we're going to stick the unicorn horn in now. And again, you'll see where this fits in, because you can just tuck it in quite nicely in where the ears are. You can see my unicorn is coming on quite nicely. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to glue the tail on. And again, this might need trimming. I made it quite long purposefully so that I could see how much I was going to need. And then you're just going to glue that onto the back. So that then when you turn it round, it looks like that. Then it has a tail. So we're just going to finish off by gluing a bit more. Okay, so, and there you have it, a beautiful unicorn. And you can paint these any colour you like, you can use any colour wools you like, you can do whatever you like with these. The opportunities are absolutely endless. You can have great fun. I did make one in pink, but for today's video I stuck with white because I thought it would show up better on the video. So thank you for joining me today for the craft. I hope you've had lots of fun. Take care. And bye-bye for now. Bye. Hello everyone. Hope you're keeping safe. Today we're going to make a toilet roll tube minion, which I thought was a bit of fun. So to make this, you're going to need, can anybody guess what my first item's going to be? You guessed it, it's a toilet roll tube. You will need some yellow paint. You'll also need some black paint, which I've actually just put out in my palette there, ready for a bit later on in the video. And a paintbrush, of course. You will need some scissors. You'll need some blue card. Some white card. You'll need a pencil because we need to do a bit of drawing in this one today. You'll also need a glue stick and a black pen. So first of all, you need to paint your toilet roll tube so that it is completely yellow. Now this isn't, I paint mine because I find it easier, but you don't have to paint yours yellow. You can do yellow tissue paper. You can do yellow card wrap around the tube. You can do yellow masking, yellow tape if you've got yellow tape at home. You can do that around the tube as long as it's yellow. So the next step is to take your blue card and we're going to draw the bits we need to make his dungarees. Okay? Now, because this is quite a fiddly thing to do, I've actually done my pieces before I filmed today. So here are the bits and pieces I cut out earlier. So you need 2 long strips, you need a square, and you need a little sort of half moon shape for his pocket. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our tube and we're going to glue one of the strips around the bottom of the tube to begin with. So, just going to do this. So I have glued a strip on the bottom. Now the little pegs that I've used there are just to keep the ends from lifting up, because it's card, it can take a while for it to stick. You can use PVA glue if you have any at home. I just prefer to use Pritt Stick, but any glue is absolutely fine. So we're going to put that to one side a minute, and now we're going to take our second strip and we're going to glue it so that it's sort of halfway, sort of halfway down the tube, because we need quite a large area for his eyes and mouth. So I'm going to glue this bit on now. Oops. So there we have the 2 lines. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave that bit to dry and we're going to start on making his eyes now. And we can come back to this bit later in the video. So to make his eyes, you'll need the white card, which I have here, and something small to draw around. Here we go with my pencil. So I'm going to draw around. I've just got a little googly eye here because I'm not using them for this one like I have done in the others. I'm using it to the perfect size to draw around. So we're going to do 2 circles. Okay, so there's my 2 circles that I've drawn. I'm going to cut these out now. This can be a bit fiddly. So if you've got smaller scissors than I have, it will help you out an awful lot, because these scissors are quite big. So it makes it even more fiddly to cut out. Okay. So I've now got 2 white circles, and I'm going to take my black pen and I'm going to draw 2 little circles in the middle for his eyes. Okay, so there we have his two eyes. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put the eyes to one side and we're going to finish off making his dungarees. Now, I've cut mine a bit big, so I need to cut that down so that it's not overhanging the tube. So we can just trim it off. And then we're going to stick that square like so it overlaps, so it looks like he's wearing a pair of dungarees. I'm going to use lots of glue. And then once we've got that, obviously these pegs won't be here when I finish, so I've just got these just to help me to keep things stuck down. You don't have to use pegs if you don't have any, that's absolutely fine. But if you've got some, it can be helpful in holding bits together to let it dry whilst you're still doing other parts. So we're now going to put his little pocket on the front. Again, with these things, they take a little while to dry, and because I'm doing this live, sometimes they move about. So we now have dungarees and a pocket, and we're going to take our little pen and we're going to pop on, if you see from the one I did earlier, the two little dots for the top of the dungarees, because they're the buckles on his dungarees. So we're going to give him 2 circles. Now, here's where the fun part comes in. So, we're going to take the paint that I've put out from earlier and we're going to make 2 black circles close together, because that's going to be his glasses on here. So we need to do 2 black circles. You might want a small fine brush for this if you have one. So you're just going to do this much better than I am right now. So we've got our 2 circles. So what we're going to do now, you can either wait for this to dry and glue your eyes on, or because the paint is wet, you can stick the eyes on straight away anyway and it can dry with the paint. So if we go 1 eye. Sorry, this bit is a bit fiddly if you're going straight onto wet paint, because you don't want black on the white if you can help it. Okay, so there's the glasses. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the legs of the glasses now, like we've got on this one. See how they're coming along there, side by side. So, I'm going to take your black paint again. And we're going to do 2 lines for glasses legs. So we now have something that looks like that. Now all that's missing is his mouth. So we're going to make his mouth now. And for that I just used a black pen. And I've done a circle, but you can do any mouth you want on yours. I thought it was quite funny to have a circle. And there we have our finished minion. Now, oops, if I take the pegs off now, because that should be dry. Hey, there we go. Now, you can do your minions any way you like. You can have one eye. Some of them have just one eye in the middle. You can put some hair on yours if you like. I haven't drawn, some of you will have probably noticed, those of you that love minions like I do will have noticed I haven't put the logo in the middle, and that's because I'm not very good at drawing, but I know lots of you out there who are amazing at drawing, and I would love to see if anybody makes these minions. I'd love to see what you do. If you can post them on the Building Bridges or the QB page for me to have a look, I will give you a like and probably write a comment, because they will be amazing, I'm sure. Thank you for joining me today, and I will see you next week. Bye.
Hello everyone! As you can see, it's a wrap video. It's a bit different to how I normally do it. We're outside in the lovely sunshine, and today I'm going to take you on a walk to pick some leaves that we can use to imprint pictures into salt dough, and Charmaine's going to show you how to make the salt dough later in the video. Let's go!
Okay, so you can see here we've got a nice leaf there because it's got nice patterning. Oops, blown away now. It's got nice patterning because it's got nice deep ridges. That's ideal for doing your imprinting. So let's go see if we can find some more.
Go.
It's a nice little baby leaf there. It'll be quite cute, I think. There's a nice interesting leaf there. You can see it can be any size, any shape. I must point out though, do be careful, and please make sure when you're picking these leaves that they're not going to cause you skin rashes or anything like that. Just make sure that they are safe leaves to cut, okay? Definitely be safe with sharp garden scissors, please.